The 1970s were a time when author Tom Wolfe coined the term the me decade, as in, it's all about me, it's not about you, except when you want to start banning these album covers. The 1970s were a time when record labels started banning more and more album covers. It was also a time when there were more and more women on album covers, and it might not be a coincidence. In fact, a guy named Alice, well, he had his album cover banned too. For their third album, Love It to Death, Alice Cooper and his band pulled a classic stunt on the album cover. Alice was wearing a cape and he stuck out his right thumb, so it kind of looks like, you know what it looks like. So what did the record label do? They airbrushed his arm out completely. The Best Roxy Music album, Country Life, was also banned. This one, and if you were in certain parts of the US and around the world, they airbrushed the models right out, leaving only the green backdrop and the band logo. Lead singer Brian Ferry met the two models in Portugal, and not only did they pose for the album cover, but they also helped him translate the song Bittersweet into German. One album cover that did get banned wasn't even the band's fault. In fact, it's a pretty tragic story. Leonard Skinner's fifth studio album, Street Survivor, was released on October the 17th, 1977. 3 days later, the band's plane had crashed in Mississippi, killing several members of the band, including leader Ronnie Van Dant. This made the cover photo of the band standing in front of flames pretty distasteful, and it wasn't even their fault. Out of respect for the survivors and the victims' families, they didn't change the album title Street Survivors, but they did choose a new photo of the band standing in front of a black background. Name your album Virgin Killer, and man, the photograph just seems to take itself, doesn't it? The Scorpion 1976 album cover featured a naked girl partially obscured by shattered glass, and it offended pretty much everybody. Keep in mind, this is before Twitter, so in order for people to argue, they actually sit down and write a letter to the editor or pick up the phone and speak to the receptionist at the record label. So, lessons learned all around, right? Nope. 2 years later, the band put out an album called Love Drive, which should have really been called Sticky Fingers, banned. Except for the fact that in 1979, Playboy magazine voted it the best album cover of the year. I'm Eric Alper. Thanks so much for watching Uncovered, and be sure to check out more bands on SessionsX.com.